Hello guys, Exto here and welcome to Not the Fan. This is what the module will look like. The specifics of this module that differentiate from the regular fan or the coloured fan is the red text of it. That's basically all that differentiates it. Also, I think that the fan blades are pointing the other way here. You see, they're facing this one here, but they're actually pointing the other way on here. So I think those are differentiating factors. I will get to doing the fan at some point. So, this is what it will look like. The fan will be spinning, and we'll have some letters up here encoded by these fan symbols. The first step is to submit the first word. The display will show the first word to submit with those two letters replaced with numbers, for example, ANG13 rather than angle. We convert each of these into Morse code, which can be seen down here. But we also have to keep track of something. After each letter, we need to note the fan's state. The state can either be clockwise, counterclockwise, or static. And it might not look like it changes sometimes, but that just means it changed to the same thing. So, let's figure out what we have here. Let's go in this. We have I, N, P, so I'm assuming your input, U, T. So we actually had it without any changes. So now inputting this, fair enough. So how do we input it? The lower button submits a dot, the upper button submits a dash. So the white button is dash, the grey on button is actually a dot. So inputting each letter, so we have I, and that turned the fan off. That'll be static. N, still static. P is spinning clockwise. U now spinning counterclockwise. And T, we get a green light, and the last state was also counterclockwise. So, one green light means we inputted the correct first word. To get the next word, we use the states we got. So, convert the first three fan states into digits using the table on the right. So in this case we have static clockwise, which becomes 001. They form a ternary number, convert to decimal and find this letter. 001 is of course in ternary 1. So our next word is the A word, angle. And then we use this. If the file stated clockwise, the first replaceable letter is replaced by a number. What does replaceable letter mean? That's down here. Each word has two replaceable positions. For example, if we had spins, you can only replace the first position or the third position. In this case, we simply have A, you can replace the fourth or the fifth position. However, this is only required if the state was clockwise. In our case, neither of them were, so we're just omitting the word angle. Otherwise, we would replace it using this table with its corresponding letter that looks a bit like what the number looks like. So we are just replacing nothing and just submitting the word angle. So A, counterclockwise. N, still counterclockwise. G, still counterclockwise. L, clockwise. And finally E, counterclockwise. So in this case, we have 222, because all of them spin counterclockwise. And we'll be replacing the first replaceable letter, but not the second. So 222 in, just get the text calculator out so I do this right. So this is going to be 2 times 1 plus 2 times 3 plus 2 times 9 is 26. Oh, that's probably what I picked ternary then. So 26 is Z. So also we need to keep track of the numbers we got. So we have 1 and now we have 26. So 26 is of course Z. So the next word is zooms. For Z, we can replace the first and the last. We are only replacing the first replaceable letter. So we are only replacing the first one here. Z becomes 2. So now we put in this. We have 2 clockwise. And then the rest is the same. So O, turns it off. O again, keeps it off. I actually don't know if you had to track these, so I'll go track them anyway just in case. M, counterclockwise. And S, still counterclockwise. So we now have three lit LEDs. Once 3 LEDs are lit, collect all numbers from submitted words. So we have 1 and 26. Once 3 LEDs are lit, collect all numbers from the submitted words. Oh, collect all numbers from submitted words, so the words we submitted, so yes, sorry about that. So from the words we submitted, we're collecting all the numbers we had from them. So that's just 2 from zooms. For each number n, calculate 3 n plus 1. So that's 9. Sum the results and subtract 26 until it falls in the range 1 to 26. So we have 9, so that's fine. Find the base word in table 1. Change over the letter and make no substitutions. So it's the word input again. So hopefully, if we've done this right, okay, that seems good. And as we're submitting it, the fan will spin faster. So get really fast. get really, really fast, and finally we get a module. That took a bit longer than I thought it was going to, but let's do another example. So let's translate these again. So in this case we have the first one here is, I can find it, G. Then we have R. Does that make sense? Yes. Then we have 1 and 1 again. And then L. Because, funnily enough, I and L actually convert to the same letter, hence why we have 2 1s there. If we look here, G, it's a third vowel, so that makes sense. So our first word is grill, but with the first L and the I raised with 1s. And remember to note down each of the state changes. So yeah, so it's just that. So let's go with that again, just to make sure. Yep. So G, counterclockwise. R, counterclockwise. 1, clockwise. Clockwise. Finally, L, clockwise. So in this case, the number we get is 221 using this table. Then both of these were clockwise, meaning we're replacing both replaceable letters, which in this case is be 25 this time. Yeah. That's 2, 2, 1, yeah. So we're going to be submitting yield this time, but replacing letters first. Both of them, because of this. So what can we replace in Y? The second and the third. So the I becomes a 1, the E becomes a 3. So this is our second word. So we have Y, clockwise, 1, just make sure, yep, clockwise, then clockwise, then counterclockwise, then counterclockwise, and finally counterclockwise. So in this case we're just going to be submitting the value this time, or the word, because both of them were counterclockwise this time. And then we have 112, which corresponds to 1, 1, 2, 14. It doesn't make sense. 9 plus 3 is 12 plus 2. Yeah, it's fine. So we have 14, which is N, which gives us noise, and we are just submitting the word noise, since both of the other two were counterclockwise, so neither of these apply. So, and as we saw last time, don't need to know the states for the last stage. So N O I S E. So now collecting all the numbers that we got from submitted words. So we have 1, 1, 1, and 3. Adding 1 to all of them as here, and then multiplying them all by 3. We can make sure 2 times 3. So we have 6, 6, and 6, and then 4 times 3, 12. Sum the results and subtract 26. So the sum of these is 30. So subtract 26. So we get 4. So our final word is draft. Hopefully. So if we've done this right. Yep. So D R A F T. Okay, that's our module. So that was Not the Fan. Quite a simple module, but just be careful with keeping track of everything you did and clockwise and counterclockwise stuff. Don't forget to note anything down. But hopefully you understand how the module works now, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. I'll see you later.